Did you know that all F1 drivers blink their eyes at the same time? Have you ever thought of that before? F1 is all about these small details and they make up for every second. And that can be the difference between winning and losing or crashing into a wall. In Formula 1, blinking isn't just a reflex, it's a high-stakes decision. One blink lasts only a fifth of a second, but at full speed, that means you're almost driving blind for 20 meters. 20 meters of lost vision where you could miss the perfect apex, a crucial brake zone, or an unexpected hazard. F1 drivers train their brains to control every blink. A neuroscientist, Ryota Nishizono's study revealed that these drivers blink almost exactly in the same spots every lap. And it's no coincidence that Carlos Sainz's vlog series is called Don't Blink. That title isn't just a catchy name, it's a philosophy. Now, before breaking down the secrets behind their hyper-focused vision, I first wanted to remind you of this. You remember the movie Cars, right? Go back to McQueen's first race, the chaos, the wreckage, that scene where metal's flying and cars are flipping in every direction. McQueen threads the needle through it all like he's in slow motion. It's iconic, but here's the detail you probably missed. He doesn't blink, not once. And while Cars is animated, that moment nails a real F1 truth. If McQueen had blinked just for a split second, he might have clipped a tire, missed the gap, spun out. That's exactly what real F1 drivers face. Blink during an overtake, while adjusting brake bias or mid-spin, that's your race, and your car? Done. In a way, Lightning McQueen is the perfect metaphor for the F1 mindset, hyper-focused, ultra-aware, and totally locked in. Because in racing, seeing everything means surviving everything. And sometimes, it means doing the impossible with your eyes wide open. Alright, now do you think you've got fast eyes? Well, if you want to compare with Nico Hülkenberg, for instance, he has been clocked reacting to a traffic light or checking his mirrors in just 100 milliseconds. That's faster than most people take to realize that their phone lit up. But the wild part? He never looks down, not once. No checking buttons, no second-guessing layouts. Everything is managed through peripheral vision, like he's playing piano with his fingertips while staring at the horizon. And it's not a fluke. This kind of precision is trained. F1 drivers drill their vision just like they train their bodies. They use Banach machines to sharpen reaction time, VR to simulate chaos, and peripheral awareness drills to track multiple data points at once without ever moving their eyes. Their visual field becomes an extension of the car. Because in the cockpit, there's no such thing as a casual glance. Every flick of the eye has purpose. Every blink is calculated. At 300 kilometers per hour, with your neck getting yanked sideways by 5 Gs, the margin for error is thinner than your visor. Miss a cue, and you're not just off your line, you're off the track. That's why drivers don't just avoid blinking. They integrate it into the flow of the lap, synced with braking zones, gear shifts, and even momentary breathing space on a straight. Yeah, well, it's not random. It's choreography. It's visual discipline burned deep into their nervous system, trained until it becomes instinct. Under normal conditions, blinking is automatic. You don't think about it, it just happens. It's your brain's way of keeping your eyes healthy, resetting your focus, and protecting your vision. One blink lasts about a fifth of a second. No big deal, right? But in Formula 1, that's 20 meters of track gone. 20 meters where you're technically driving blind. Now imagine that happening mid-corner at 300 kilometers per hour, with a wall on one side and a rival on the other. That tiny blink suddenly isn't so harmless. That's why F1 drivers don't leave blinking up to chance. Over years of racing, their brains adapt. Neuroscientists refer to it as visual gating, a process where the brain actively suppresses blinks during moments of high cognitive and physical demand. It's not just about keeping your eyes open, it's about knowing exactly when to let them close. You won't see a driver blink while diving into a braking zone, during a tight wheel-to-wheel battle, or navigating a complex chicane. But give them a short straight or a breather between corners, and that's their blink window. It's almost like the brain installs a new rule. You don't blink until the car is straight, stable, and safe. And that new rule becomes muscle memory. It's not conscious anymore, it's reflex, tuned by repetition, experience, and necessity. Because in F1, a well-timed blink is just as important as a well-timed overtake. That kind of neurological discipline is what sets drivers apart, not just their reactions, not just their reflexes, but their ability to control even the most involuntary parts of the body. That's not just driving, that's high-speed biology in action. What Ryota Nishizono's study uncovered isn't just that F1 drivers don't blink during the high-risk moments. It's when they do blink that's almost eerie. Over 304 laps on 3 different circuits, the drivers showed nearly identical blink patterns. Same spots, same timing, lap after lap. Long straights, safe to blink. Just after a gear shift? Go for it! Mid-corner, while braking or fighting for position? Eyes wide open, always. It's not guesswork, it's rhythm. It's like the track becomes a metronome and the driver's brain syncs to it. You blink in the quiet beats, never during the melody. And here's the wildest part. Nobody taught them this. There's no blink strategy in driver coaching. No one's yelling, "Don't blink into turn 1" over the radio. Their brains just adapted. Survival rewired their instincts until even the most basic human behavior, blinking, became part of the racecraft. Think about your own day. Most people blink 15 to 30 times a minute, totally unconsciously. You're losing vision without even realizing it. But these guys, they blink with intention, with timing. It's as much a part of the lap as braking points or shift markers. Just watch Alonso's qualifying lap in Monaco 2022. Through the casino section, there's zero eye movement. No glances, no blinks, just pure locked-in vision. He's threading a 200 miles per hour machine through a city street with surgical precision, and his brain knows that there's no time to reset the screen. The average person blinks 15 to 30 times a minute. Seems harmless, right? But in an F1 car, one blink takes about a fifth of a second, which means 20 meters of track disappear while your eyes are shut. That's like driving blind across a tennis court. Every single blink. Now multiply that by 30. You've just missed 600 meters of visual data. That's more than half a kilometer where anything could have happened, and you wouldn't have seen a thing. Now imagine you're not just cruising, you're managing engine settings, tire wear, brake bias, hybrid modes, and DRS, all while your body is being thrown around by G-forces like a ragdoll. And you've still got to place the car within inches of perfection at 300 kilometers per hour. This is why F1 drivers treat blinks like pit stops. Brief, intentional, and only when there's no risk. There's no room for passive instincts here. Every action has a cost, and every blink has a window. So next time you're doing 50 in traffic and glance at your phone between blinks, just remember, that little flash of darkness you didn't notice? That's how much track an F1 driver never takes for granted. You're barely holding your lane, meanwhile they're dodging chaos at 7 times their speed with their eyes wide open. You know what's even more impressive when reacting fast? Never needing to look away. F1 drivers don't glance down at their steering wheels mid-corner. They don't need to. Their peripheral vision does the heavy lifting. Everything from fuel mix adjustments to battery deployment, even spotting rivals creeping up alongside, handled without shifting focus. Their eyes are locked forward, but their brains are running split screen. That takes serious training. In fact, helmet cam data from Nico Hülkenberg showed something wild. He never once looked down during a race. Every adjustment, every input was made by memory and feel, guided by peripheral cues and muscle instinct. This isn't just multitasking, it's neurological mastery. You're not just reacting, you're operating a spacecraft with your fingertips while dodging obstacles at 300 kilometers per hour. Try doing that while cooking dinner or walking through your living room. You'll trip on a rug before you even find the remote. When you watch an F1 on board and everything looks razor sharp at 300 kilometers per hour, you might think, wow, these drivers have insane eyes. True, but their vision also gets a little help from the visor. And no, it's not just a piece of plastic in front of their face, it's a high-tech visual interface built for clarity, protection, and adaptability. Each visor is coated with anti-glare film and customized tints depending on the race. Dark smoke for sun-blasted circuits like Bahrain, light tint for cloudy weekends, and crystal clear for night races like Singapore. It's like wearing perfectly tuned sunglasses at 350 kilometers per hour. Then, there are the tear-offs, ultra-thin, transparent layers stacked on the visor-like pages in a book. Spot of oil, bug, dirt kicked up from the car head? One quick rip and it's gone, vision restored. But here's the thing. Pull at the wrong time, say while braking into a hairpin or in the middle of a wheel-to-wheel fight, and that half second of fumbling could cost you your focus, your rhythm, or your front wing. The visor isn't just there to protect the driver from wind or debris, it's part of their visual performance system, a precision filter between chaos and clarity. And when you're pushing the limits, seeing clearly isn't a luxury, it's survival. Realistically, not like an F1 driver, but what they've shown is that blinking isn't just a passive reflex, it's a behavior that can be trained, shaped, and optimized for performance. Through repetition, high-stress exposure, and neuroplasticity, their brains learn to hold off on blinking during high-risk moments and only allow it when vision isn't critical. It's not about keeping your eyes open all the time, it's about building a rhythm where even the blinks are part of the strategy. That level of control doesn't come from willpower, it comes from rewiring how your brain and body handle information at speed. And here's a fun fact that puts it all in perspective. Elite table tennis players and fighter pilots also show suppressed blink rates under pressure. Their brains learn the same trick. Don't blink when it matters. But even they aren't doing it strapped to 1,000 horsepower and 4 exploding tires on a street circuit in Baku. In F1, that kind of blink control isn't just impressive, it's survival. So now we want to hear from you. What's the wildest moment of pure visual focus you've ever seen in motorsport? Was it Verstappen in the rain, Senna in the wet, Lightning McQueen weaving through chaos without blinking once? Drop it in the comments, and if you've enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most overlooked aspects of elite racing, hit like, subscribe, and stick around. Because in this series, we don't just talk about how fast F1 drivers go, we show you what it takes to survive at that speed. And if you missed something, just rewind, you've got the time, unlike them.